Oh, for a lion among men, one who hath scaled the peaks in many a northern clime. Yea, top the pole at any time, we find the name of Gaunt. Not the gaunt that Shakespeare had us know, but jaunty, nimble-witted, prolix, and so long. He is the subject of our opening song. Now, John was a member of every right-wing party that ever came to be, till he finally decided to start his own party, so he wouldn't disagree. He got himself an office with a sign outside the door, Civilized League in letters white, and to everyone who came along, these words he would recite. You may fight in the van with Yeardon and run with Derby too. You may strike up a friendship with old Jack Purvis and with the EMU. You may burnie your bridges with Dunlop or act like a cunning ham. You may be a colleague to all of those folk, but you ain't one of mine, so scram. For 17 years, John kept his office with that sign outside the door, but he never, ever got a new member. All alone he held the floor, until one day a fire broke out. And midst the flame and smoke, as the fireman came up to rescue John, these were the words he spoke. You may want to win with Winston and say, frankly, Frankie's a dream. You may think the dandy is dandy too, and Ray Stockill in your esteem. You have dickered, no doubt, with every right-wing party from the Limpopo to the Zambezi. You may say Olé to Harper and Cade, but being pally with me ain't that easy. So on that day, John frizzled away, and his soul to heaven flew. He was met at the gate by Cecil Rhodes and Dr. Jamson, too. I presume they said, welcome, dear John, as they opened the door to let John come inside. As he slammed the door back in Cecil's face, these were the words he cried. You may have been huffy with Hoffmere in the days before I was born, and perhaps in the Privy Chamberlain with Salisbury and Abercorn. You may have inspired every two-faced slogan down the Coughlin-Malvern line. You may be a hero of all of those folk, but you ain't no hero of mine. Oh, no! Strolling around Salisbury the other day, I came across a building in the course of construction. Watching the men at work for a few moments, it occurred to me that this was more than a building. This was positively a mansion, that it must be. What else could it be but the new residence for the federal prime minister? Indeed, at that moment, our dearly beloved PM himself drove up, and these are the instructions that I heard him giving to his foreman. I want an old-fashioned house, 3/4 white, with just a touch of color to deceive a foreign sight. I want a vast entrance gate that can accommodate my nice fat majority. I'll have no dissenting touch that's a bit too bright for me. I don't mind Dominion fashions, though they lack in subtlety. Understand my true position. I like the opposition when they're locked up in custody. There'll be an all-white lift to promote mobility for any decent sort of fella. But a narrow pass there'll be, and a door without a key to keep back black folk in the cellar. We'll have 2 fancy rolls, one called A and one called B. We'll keep Africans on the B-roll till they learn to vote UFP. A design really smart is to blackleg parties in our new style democracy. The foundations may be rotten and the walls are split in 3, but I'll hold this house together, have confidence in me. Oh, never underrate us, bring on Dominion status, then we'll all live in harmony. From this country they say I must be leaving. I must ride on that 9:40 train. But my heart and my home I will leave you, for I'm sure to be coming back again. So it's farewell, Federation, farewell, Federation. Hello, miscegenation will soon be the pastime of everyone here. I'd better be rolling along. But Walensky, Greenfield, Barrow, won't you listen to me? You've run out of time with your policy. Your days in power will soon be done, then the Federation's a dead nation. Oh, sad to say you're on the way to a ruddy-bloody sort of a reckoning day. They're sure to keep you on the run till the Federation's a dead nation. They're sure to keep you on the run till the Federation's a dead nation. Elsie and Goma were lovers. She was a white girl from town, but the sun shining on his forefathers had tanned his skin dark brown. She said, "You're my man, though your color's wrong." So he went to the district commissioner, took off his hat and began, "Sir, I want your permission, sir, to become a married man. I want to get wed and to share my bed." The DC looked up from his papers. "Have you paid your lobola all right?" Goma said, "She don't want no lobola, because you see she's white. We want to unite, though I'm black and she's white." Pandemonium broke loose in that office. The DC got angry and swore, "God damn, you can't live like that in this country with a no-good white girl whore. It's against the law. Now get out the door." Goma went back to Elsie, said, "I can be your boy, living on your premises in your bona fide employ, but I can't be a man, 'cause my color's wrong." Elsie said, "Listen, my lover, I have got everything planned. We'll just whistle down to Rusapi, and we'll live on mission land, and you can be my man, though your color's wrong." Goma said, "Suppose in this country joins with the union next year, we'd be perpetual offenders of the law they have down there, so I can't be your man, because my color's wrong." This story got no sequel, but the moral I tell you is hard. Man and man aren't equal, except in the eyes of God, and he's a bad one to quote, because he can't even vote. Now I shall take you on a brief tour of Southern Rhodesia. You will notice that the countryside is divided into 3 fields, known as the Gar Field, the Green Field, and the Winston Field. On our tour today, the first field we come to is the Gar Field. It is spring in the Gar Field. The daisies and the buttercups are out. The grass is high and singing, and between the hedgerows we see, what do we see? A field of woolly lambs grazing contentedly, confidently, peaceably. And the shepherd of the Gar Field says, "In this place there was once a lion, but we killed him and used his blood for fertilizer. Come now, my friends, and see my contented lambs." So we approached closer to this pastoral scene, until gradually a horrid truth starts to dawn upon our understanding. We have been tricked. We have been fooled by the shepherd. For these are not lambs at all, they are sheep. Sheep, every one of them. Worse, they are black sheep, and so we flee in terror from the Gar Field and run until at last we arrive at the Green Field. With what relief do we arrive at the Green Field. For here a most beautiful sight awaits us. The lion and the lamb are lying down together. They are friends, the shepherd of the Green Field tells us. They are friends, they love one another, they are partners. And as we watch them, we see the lion and the lamb get up to take a walk. Now when the lion and the lamb take a walk together, it is known as a constitutional. And the lion says to the lamb, "My partner, I have a plan to take you with me, a way in which we can walk together into the great dominion of the future." And with these noble words, the lion ate the lamb. And now the lion is happy, for his great hunger has been assuaged and satisfied. And the lamb is happy too, for he has fulfilled his function in life. Has not his destiny been manifested and digested also? Finally, my friends, we come to the Winston Field. This is a very special field because it is itself divided by a high fence. On one side of the fence, a magnificent lion roams amongst rich grasses. On the other side, the land is much smaller. The grass is closely cropped, the soil is sandy, and a flock of lambs search disconsolately for the last few blades of grass. We notice, too, that this fence has been most intelligently constructed. It is tall enough to prevent the lambs from jumping over into the lion's pasture, but short enough to allow the lion to spring with ease over onto the lamb's side, which indeed he does from time to time whenever hunger nudges him and opens his jaws. Here, says the shepherd of the Winston field, we do not believe in giving all the land to the sheep, nor do we believe in this so-called partnership between lion and lamb. Instead, we have allowed a natural, divinely ordered relationship to develop. It may be true that the lion's share of the lamb is 7 times as large as that of the sheep, but that is only because the lion can make better use of it. On the other hand, it is clearly in the lamb's own interest that the lion should be able to jump the dividing fence, for it keeps down overcrowding on their eroded pastures. A sweet smile transformed the shepherd's face as he explained, "We call this arrangement a Central African alliance."